What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have an interesting move that just took place as the World Boxing Association President Gilberto Mendoza has just shockingly and surprisingly added lightweight Dominican star title contender Edwin Dela Santos, coming off of a loss, who was 16 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 14 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Edwin Dela Santos just came off of a lackluster performance and a loss November 16th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, where Edwin Dela Santos, who's a southpaw, who's slick, who is explosive, has power, and is crafty, he took on Olympic silver medalist, now 3-division world champion, former unified super featherweight world champion, now the reigning WBC lightweight world champion, superstar boxer Shakur Stevenson, who's now 21 wins, no loss, no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout. He is 26 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. And he, too, is a crafty, slick southpaw. And he, too, had a lackluster performance in this fight with Edwin Dela Santos, right? And so they fought, and a total of 105 punches was landed in the entire fight. Shakur Stevenson was very defensive. He landed a total of 65 punches, 46 which came out of a jab. Okay, so not a lot of power punches was landed on the part of Shakur Stevenson. And Edwin Dela Santos landed a total of 40 punches. So they weren't engaging, okay? But nonetheless, now former undisputed lightweight world champion, superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney has now vacated all the titles and moved up to junior welterweight to challenge for the WBC title at 140. Now, Tank Davis has been elevated to the WBA super champion, right? Tank Davis has been elevated to the WBA super champion, okay? The WBA has now placed Edwin Dela Santos at, get this, number 4 in the WBA rankings. And at 1 and 2, they're going to have the winner of the rematch in El Rayo versus Christopher Colbert. Now, Tank Davis is not truly interested in a Chris Colbert fight. At least that's what he stated. But as a stay busy fight, en route to a Devin Haney fight possibly, because his next fight is looking to be in February, March, right? And Devin Haney that's why he's inquiring about a possible move to 147 challenge Keith Thurman, just staying active and choosing to be great, chasing greatness. Now, Tank Davis is said to possibly fight in February, March. This is nothing new. Tank Davis did that this year, where he fought against Hector Garcia in January, but then in April, he fought Ryan Garcia in the massive, mega, marquee fight that showed Gervonta Tank Davis' status and star status and his celebrity, as the fight did 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys with over a $22 million gate, the 5th highest gate in Las Vegas history, that saw him gain over $30 million. So he announced the Ryan Garcia fight, April 22nd, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, before he announced his January 7th, Washington, D.C., Capital One Arena showdown with Hector Garcia, who came up from 130 to challenge Gervonta Tank Davis, who's the WBA champion, after he beat Christopher Colbert, oddly enough, right? So this is nothing new for Tank Davis, and Tank Davis has went through some personal issues in his personal life, so he wants to get that squared away. Many people expected, including myself, to Tank Davis to fight again in December before closing out the year, and he chose not to. And it didn't help that Showtime decided to get out the business of the sport of boxing after 37 years. And that left Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman and the stable of fighters and the brand to look for a different network and platform, which it looks like Amazon Prime is the leader to land PBC. So with that said, that pushed things back as well. But Edwin De Los Santos is a PBC fighter as well. And Edwin De Los Santos, he faced off against Shakur Stevenson, a guy that Gervonta Tank Davis has on his hit list of fighters that he wants to face off against. And many people deem Shakur Stevenson as being hesitant to engage with Edwin De Los Santos because of his power, his athletic ability, and his explosiveness. So with that said, now the WBA elevated Tank Davis to the super champion, which he stated he didn't want it because he wants to fight Devin Haney and get it in blood. And they moved Edwin De Los Santos to number 4. Now, Chris Colbert, he lost to Hector Garcia, who Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out in the 8th and 9th round. And El Rayo got knocked out by Edwin De Los Santos. Now, Chris Colbert and El Rayo fought. There was controversy. El Rayo dropped Chris Colbert, but he still won the fight, Chris Colbert. And there was controversy. Many people thought that El Rayo won the fight, Jose Valenzuela, and now they're going to have a rematch. So, does Tank want to fight the winner of that rematch, who Chris Colbert stated that he didn't even want to fight anymore at 135? Or does Gervonta Tank Davis face Edwin De Los Santos? Now, all three are now going to be in the WBA rankings, but the winner of that fight and Edwin De Los Santos looks to be the next runner-up opponent for Gervonta Tank Davis in the early part of the year. Edwin De Los Santos gained a lot of momentum, a lot of traction, a lot of acknowledgement from the Shakur Stevenson fight. And because of that, and the comparison with Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis, it makes sense to fight Edwin De Los Santos as his next fight. And he can make a statement and prove a point and say, I'm different than Shakur Stevenson. He gets to separate himself, right? So if he fought Chris Colbert, who would beat beat El Rayo, let's say that, how much credit does he get for fighting and beating Chris Colbert? And if Chris Colbert loses to Jose Valenzuela, El Rayo, well, Edwin De Los Santos knocked out Jose Valenzuela. So that wouldn't make the sense to fight him over Edwin De Los Santos. The more competitive fight would be Edwin De Los Santos and Gervonta Tank Davis. That would be the fight that people would be highly interested in seeing. And there's also undefeated lightweight star title contender Frank the Ghost Martin, who's out there. There's also Ryan Garcia versus Duarte, right? Ryan Garcia versus Duarte is a fight that's also can be, put in the conversation because I believe that they're going to be in the WBA ranking system as well. Okay, so Ryan Garcia versus Duarte is going to be for the WBA gold title, right? But that's at 140. Tank don't have no interest at fighting at 140. So Chris Colbert and El Rayo, I said they're going to be 1 and 2, 7 and 9 in the WBA ranking system. Shouts out to my brother L Dub Boxing for giving me the ranking system as well. So it would just make sense that Edwin De Los Santos jumped up to number 4 in the ranking system. He's with the PBC. It's a good fight to be made. And it's a stay busy fight. It falls along the lines of Hector Garcia for Gervonta Tank Davis to roll into, like Coach Calvin, longtime trainer, mentor, big brother, father, uncle figure of Gervonta Tank Davis has stated, get his feet back wet, see where he's at, roll into the next mega fight. That makes sense. And Edwin De Los Santos, again, is no walk in the park, neither is Hector Garcia. But it just makes sense for Edwin De Los Santos, Gervonta Tank Davis fight early part of the year, and then look to secure that fight with Devin Haney. And possibly they can negotiate a deal with Devin Haney already, like they did with Ryan Garcia. And then we already know that's on the back end after Tank has the first fight of the year. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But it's getting very, very interesting and intriguing. And that's all I got for y'all, man. I personally, as far as Tank Davis and Edwin De Los Santos, I think that Tank Davis knocks out Edwin De Los Santos because Edwin De Los Santos is going to be aggressive. He's going to be confident. He's very explosive. So it'll take Tank a moment to understand his distance, his explosiveness, his power, and his awkwardness. And he's a southpaw as well. But after that, Gervonta Tank Davis, about the 4th round, he'll gauge the distance. He'll gauge the pattern. Edwin De Los Santos in the Shakur Stevenson fight showed me that he has patterns. He'll come in on the line. He'll double the jab, triple the jab coming with the straight left or a right hook. He has patterns that Gervonta Tank Davis will pick up on Edwin De Los Santos, and I believe he'll clip him and knock him out by the seventh round. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But it will be definitely exciting. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.